In today's video, I'm going to share with you the exact full CHAD scaling method for 2023 to yield profitable results for your business for this coming Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So with that being said, I'm going to break down the exact framework necessary so that you can scale and spend up to anywhere from $100 a day to now $500 a day to $1,000 a day to even $2,000 a day. If you guys have been a part of my channel, if you've seen my channel consistently, I've dropped a case study recently breaking down how we took this exact brand from literally $100 a day to well over $500 a day in less than 3 days. And we didn't make a lot of changes. We just revamped what was already working, made minor iterations to the offer, and from there just yielded crazy ROI. So with that being said, let's dive into the exact frameworks so that you guys can replicate my success and you can yield a profitable Black Friday, Cyber Monday for your business. So now this is the exact full CHAD scaling guide 2023, and I should adjust this and say Black Friday, Cyber Monday edition. Now, with this document, this is the exact framework, exact strategies we're running right now, and we're going to launch for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Now, let's dive into the first order of business. Complexity adds a higher percentage of human error to disrupt momentum. Now, with this meme right here, even though it's a meme, it has some relevancy. As of 2022, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, this is pretty much the strategy I followed, going fully broad, compared to previous years of following the virgin complicated media buying philosophy of complicated naming conventions, lookalike retargeting, tries to out-target Meta's machine learning platform, segments ad sets by demographic, hyper-specific, hyper-focused, trying to make every iteration or test to every single variable possible, and fighting to barely be at break even. Whereas now with these platforms, specifically with Meta's been around for over more than a decade, right? So they have so many data points, and they're getting so many data points actively, not only from Facebook, but also from Instagram, from WhatsApp. They have all of these data points. So now when an individual goes fully broad, minimizes the amount of manual targeting, lets Meta control who sees that specific ad creative, letting the ad creatives do the targeting, and just focusing on what actually moves the needle for any direct-to-consumer business on the paid ads front. That the creatives, landing pages, offers, and ultimately generating first-order profit. That has been what scales, right? So as I covered before, complexity adds a higher percentage of human error to disrupt momentum. In a machine learning environment, the more minor changes you make over day, you're disrupting growth for the machine learning platform to actually lower your cost per action. So keep this in mind when media buying. We're not software engineers, and we're not trying to make a ton of tests or iterations. Yes, we're going to make iterations. Yes, we're going to come up with hypotheses to run a test, but we're not going to generate 1,000 different minor tests that are not going to move the needle for us, right? So what are the variables that are going to move the needle for our business? Well, before we can even scale, we need to understand what our unit economics are, right? So what is the hero SKU we're going to push? Is the gross margin higher than 70%? Do we need to add a secondary SKU to raise the overall net profit? What is the average frequency of second order purchases from our main hero SKU? Do we have a Grand Slam offer? Can we raise the overall average order value with a buy one get one free offer? Can we offer a downsell bundle to the main offer? Or can we upsell that existing customer to get them to buy back from our business? And then ultimately, we have to look at significant of data. Some companies already have a ton of data on platforms like Meta. Some other brands are starting from scratch. They've never ran ads before. So then we need to set the foundations in place to scale profitably long term. And then as far as hierarchy of access channels, I mean, to be realistic for you, solely dependent on your brand. Some brands are killing it on TikTok Shop. Some brands have organic presence on TikTok, and then when they run TikTok ads, it just makes sense. Some brands are solely dependent on Meta. They can't scale on TikTok because their demographic isn't on that platform, right? It really just depends on the brand. But based off of pattern recognition and the amount of ad spend I've managed so far, well over the millions, majority of what I've noticed is skincare, these industries, customer demographics. If you're selling a higher ticket product, majority of your customer demographic is older than 35 because they can afford these products at higher AOVs, right? So majority of the audience that are above 35 plus that have money are ideally on Meta. And when you have a higher AOV bundle, you're attracting higher value customers. And we're going fully broad, that's what we're doing. So I push this guy on Meta first. Then if I hit entropy by going fully broad and I want to retarget users, but I don't want to set up retargeting campaigns on Meta specifically because I don't want to pay more to acquire that same exact customer, I can come up with a downsell bundle and just run that for Google search campaigns to hit these users that didn't convert on Meta. So then from there, instead of me paying more money on Meta, causing confusions on the algorithm side, I'm using other channels to lift lowest hanging fruit that's already been there. Because realistically, if you spend a ton of money, let's say you're spending $1,000 a day on Meta, you're going to have a lift in search volume because automatically people see your ad on Meta. Let's say they don't convert, but they might look up your specific product on Google for reviews, right? Every customer journey is not the same. So it's very important that we keep that in mind. But I use Google search campaigns for lowest hanging fruit. And then thirdly, I'm trying to find another access channel that can be more of top of funnel. Where can I find new customers, right? Google is my main platform retargeting. Meta and either YouTube ads or TikTok ads are my channels for top of funnel prospecting, right? It's very important that we have prospecting in place as well as retargeting. We don't want to overfill and have less prospecting and more retargeting because at the end of the day, you're hurting your bottom line. We want to have a steady balance of we're having healthy margins of at least 60% of top of funnel brand new customers on our ads front. And then you have the other percentage, let's say 40% more bottom of the funnel customers, retargeting them with downsells. That's the split I would want to see. Now, as far as strategy, right? I've covered this before many times. Now it's pretty simple. One campaign, one high OV bundle. Make sure we have first order profit and our gross margin is at 70% after expenses. 2, ad sets that are creative testing, different angles here. So for example, this angle on this DCT front might be a gifting bundle. This DCT number 2 angle could be more so on the front of Black Friday themed, right? That's the angle, that's the seasonality. And then we have one specific concept. So this could be a static image. We have 2 variations of copying that static. And then this is all in a CBO environment. So Meta's allocating spend to what they deem is best to the end user. And then once we have a winning ad creative variation within target CPA, we copy that post ID, place it in the main winner's ad set. That's on the Meta front. Now, ad strategies and ad hacks are pointless, right? No media buying platform or no media buying strategy will generate as much profitable results as actually building brand ad sets. So this is compelling offers with higher AOVs, creative that lower the cost per landing page view, landing pages that raise overall conversion rate and notify the front end of the actual offer, right? The last thing we want is to have a bunch of confusion on what we're selling. We want to make the offer super simple. We want to streamline the consumer buying behavior and the buying decisions they have to make. And then as a byproduct, we want to downsell them in order to get that second order frequency back up to raise overall LTV and increase gross profit. But a variation we can do here, and I'm going to tap on this in a second, is let's say we're a seasonal brand. We sell winter products. Right now it's the winter, it's Q4, and we want to take advantage of the holiday season. What I can do now is run a variation of this specific campaign and simply run a DPA if I have a collection of SKUs. I can run a DPA ad campaign setup where it's just you're sending traffic to your catalog, and if people have interest, you're retargeting your users that just bought from you from the previous 90 days. You're retargeting them with a downsell, but you're in a DPA setup. So they're aware they just might have not have converted. They might have added to cart, but just didn't fully convert. And then you're having a downsell that's congruent to your previous offer they opted in for, right? So you can run DPA campaign for more to capture bottom of the funnel leads once you've filled your pipeline of top of funnel traffic. So I'm not against retargeting campaigns. What I just see is most agencies go for retargeting campaigns first, which hurts the bottom line. Whereas we need to fill the top of funnel customer base first, and then based off seasonalities, we can have upsells or downsells based off the offer and run retargeting campaigns specific to that demographic. But vice versa, I use Google mainly for retargeting. These are just one-off instances where we're seeing really good results on Meta. We have a winning creative or winning SKU or winning copy, and then I could just run a one-off DPA. But as far as Google is just overall a great way to capture lowest hanging fruit. People automatically are on searching on Google, and typically they're intended to buy anyway. So the cost to acquire a customer on Google is far more cheaper than running a retargeting campaign on Meta. Simply put, because the users are there to buy and they have already seen the brand on Meta, right? This is not the first time seeing the specific product we're selling in this theory or in this example right here. Now, the structure is pretty simple. It's one Google search campaign. The goal is always going to be for purchases. We have one ad group that's 8 to 12 keywords. The keywords that's mainly the ad, that's the search campaign. So we have 8 to 12 keywords in a single ad group. And then this is mainly the keywords do majority of the targeting. Now, I'm releasing a video soon, or I've already released a video that breaks down the keywords on Google, how to utilize ChatGPT to come up with prompts to retarget your bottom of the funnel customers that didn't convert on Meta. Check that video out to get all you need to run Google search campaigns from retargeting. But the rule of thumb is simple here. We only want to add ad groups once entropy is met on our current ad group, or the ad group isn't within target CPA after $500 in ad spend. Let's say it's a losing ad group. Then that's where we want to relaunch and duplicate and create another ad group with 8 to 12 keywords. But ideally, at a maximum, we want to have 2 ad groups. We don't need to scale pretty hard, because what happens is you're going to mainly fight yourself to outbid yourself with keywords, right? Very rare do you have a huge change in keywords, right? Majority of these keywords are your what people use in your comments, information you can pull from their email or even their information on Shopify, so on and so forth. Those are what ideally we want to target those similar customers. Now, as I covered, principles move the needle for your business, not hacks, not overall strategy. The reason why most ad strategies fail is because majority of the time is spent on forcing losers to continue to spend via the manual ABO method, which I just covered, like interest-based targeting, cost caps, big caps, so on and so forth. Regardless of what strategy you're operating for your business, nothing moves the needle more than having an overall optimal end-to-end sales funnel. So majority of the brands don't suffer from market fit, but most brands suffer from creatives supporting a grand slam offer that generates first order profit on the front end of their paid ads. So when it comes to ad budgets, the simplified theory is start with one single channel with one single compelling offer that's profitable on the front end. Start with $100 per day in ad budget. Let that run for 7 days before making any immediate changes, going fully broad with this Meta strategy. Ideally focus on Meta first before diversifying. Or we can go the route of being more calculated, where our ad budget per day equals whatever our 7x our target CPA is, right? And the reason why we want to have this set up is, simply put, you need 7 conversions a day to get out of the learning phase out of Meta to now have sustainable performance and lower CPAs. So now, what is CBO versus ABO? This is ad set. ABO is ad set budget optimization. So you're setting your budget on the ad set level, whereas with CBO, your budget set at the campaign level. And with Meta's machine learning platform, Meta's allocating spend to whatever ad set they deem is best for the end user, right? So in theory, ABO is manually forcing spend across losers. CBO is working with Meta's machine learning platform, where 90% of your budget actually goes to what Meta deems best for the end user experience, which is majority of the time winners. Now, if we have an evergreen high AOV offer that's scaling on the front end, the byproduct of this, of going fully broad, is we've captured a ton of brand new customers that are top of funnel and they have yet to buy back from our business. So this is where we can launch a retargeting DPA campaign with an exclusive downsell offer, or we can push a downsell bundle on Google search. But this is a luxury we have of simply laying the foundations of going fully broad with a high evergreen AOV bundle. So there's more growth to the bottom line when going fully broad, rather than right out the gate targeting cost caps, big caps, so on and so forth, right? So if I were to sum this up, what is the best way to scale during Black Friday and Cyber Monday? Simplifying your ad account, prioritize going fully broad with pushing a higher AOV bundle. Once we have that field, once we reach entropy, we can retarget those top of funnel customers with a complimentary downsell / upsell via Google search. And if Meta is really working well for us, then we can run a DPA campaign as well if our CPMs are profitable and pretty cheap. That is all you need to do to scale across Meta and Google for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, this 2023. I will share this Google document down below under resources in the description. If you are a direct-to-consumer founder and you want direct help, you don't know what I just covered in this video, and you want to expedite the process of you doing this yourself, feel free to book a call down below where you speak directly with my team. And if you're a good fit, we'll make an offer and for a possible partnership long term. Now, with that being said, I've overseen and I have a portfolio of dozens of D2C companies under management right now. We're in preparation for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and we have, if not, we're running this exact same strategy, if not a variation of this strategy for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So with that being said, regardless if you work with me or you don't work with me, this video should have provided value on the proper strategy to set up so that you can find success for not only this Black Friday, but also future Black Friday, Cyber Mondays to come for your business. So I'll see you guys in the next video.